38 victories, including 34 knockouts, no defeats. One.
Protect yourself at all times. Trunks are good here, trunks are good there. Buena suerte. Good luck.
It seems like he is, but
mid-30s to come back. You can't lose control of the fight with the younger.
Golovkin immediately jabbed different versions of it. Canelo, though, conventional, but is outstanding.
And rounds with Golovkin. He knows big shot. He won't be phased, but
I don't think either man was really man who has the reputation. Canelo, Dagger, even
how strong your opponent. Even more important is the hold with his young and the distance.
After that jab, leading the two champions.
We can already see a slight shift here. We see Golovkin reaching in.
When you watch almost any Triple G fight, that has not happened as of yet.
It's not like Golovkin's backing up, it just cuts round.
One of the messages coming was make Golovkin fight backing up. Easier said than done for 12 rounds, but Canelo was at least
just fantastic to watch. World champion round 2 here in Las Vegas. Brian Kenny, Sergio Mora, and Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin.
Did some good work. Golovkin's jab is different.
It really isn't to be a little impose his will. Skip to Canelo, the man saying, no, I'm moving toward you.
And that had to be something that's mental pressure. And it looks bad with the judges as, but right here, she hasn't moved back.
Flashing off with the hook after he threw many jabs to the body.
Very early in the fight, so right now, Canelo,
extent that he's able to at least, by throwing hard shots. Those are menacing punches that he is throwing.
He just moved his upper butt there by Canelo.
And landing with it, and already there's some fake. It takes an enormous to keep either of these men off of it with that plan in mind.
His team has been Alvarez not to run so far. He's not running.
So it's matter quite a bit when you're judging.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Caught off guard.
Round 3, Chris Mannix.
That round to Canelo Alvarez, even up through 2 posts, but a shot like he landed a couple.
Fighter for Canelo, but man, and his whole certain aura can, as we've seen certainly in the first fight.
I don't think Canelo's letting him. The hands, there's a lot of speed.
Trying to get him out of it.
All behind, normally age.
They're very close of skill in terms of rhythm, and then how much energy can to throw your combinations and win portions.
You can see that even opportunity, bitterness to his speed and his foot. Golovkin's just looking for that one.
Canelo Alvarez himself won most of, at least I believe, and then late, well, some had it Canelo, some had it Golovkin.
And some were out of their boat.
2. Canelo, the word we're looking for. Inexplicable. Stop body shots there, and Canelo Alvarez, big breath taken in front of him. A good
Canelo to alternate the speed of the jabs, and that's really good advice. And down hitters, because he doesn't want Golovkin to time any of the.
Round 4, Brian Kenny with Sergio and Chris Mannix. Golovkin still undefeated, third looking for his 50th win. There's one loss, of course, to
and speed at this division, at the middleweight explosive, and he's still, if he bank, I mean, it's to come back from this.
As Canelo tries to answer. Golovkin he has to know the frustration. That's a good hook from Golovkin. You know he fight, but he has to fight Golovkin, as now he seems to be.
Sanchez is thinking in this style. Not once fought against the ropes.
There by Golovkin. In that for Alvarez was I don't think once so far through 3+ rounds.
Style that Golovkin will fight the first fight, and they're getting.
High-level chess here. Canelo able to impose his energy and his will. Golovkin answered start winning rounds, and winning, as he knows, cleanly and clearly to put him in the bank. They're just too sound, Sergio.
No, it's 2
seconds.
Finals of round number 4. Looking to be the middle.
Landed a clean uppercut. I thought he was better with his jab.
That's a big swing right there. Sergio, your thoughts on what Golovkin changed the direction of this fight in round 4?
I agree with Abner. He's backing up a little fight started, so there's a shifting, forcing Golovkin.
This too is, as you see, Golovkin has something there. But when Canelo is able for Golovkin to garner, nails him there. Good action here.
Jabs, and I have noticed that in the first inning, a pulverizing jab.
Right hand by Canelo hook. Golovkin likes to fight, and hard to do. And think you can just jab.
And it looks like he's seeing this.
Canadian shadows and was never really the fast track to greatness, and winning has been kind of the chosen one from the start. Mayweather, that's his only win for Canelo Alvarez versus Mexico.
Forward, this is
Constant, been able to slip that. That's the amazing down.
they're missing by only an inch with pivoting there by Golovkin. But yes, inch to miss away in the counter, just like that.
Concentration, the fight. And speak to Golovkin that way, where he's given him, I don't know, kind of a rah-rah version speech.
For him to fight more. He needs to start looking for the knockout, but it's not as easy as Golovkin to come forward this time around.
Well, that's what I mean. Sanchez is there, like, just kind of slapping it, encouraging.
I gave that round to Canelo out in the ring right now. Canelo Alvarez trading and he's throwing.
And in Canelo's corner, youth is going to
going somewhat with Golovkin. Will he be able to summon the second half of this fight? With 6 championship course of court. Gennady Golovkin, the age of 36.
Canelo coming, picking them shots off before the ring, not catching with Golovkin's pop. Punch, come back with a
Does he have enough?
First fight, he's in early, and that's where I think he's throwing enough body punches. Gennady Golovkin.
He's just fundamentally sound. And he's able, for every minute of every round, and he's able to case Golovkin, and Golovkin can get no more. Pretty good back here.
And he is forcing Gennady Golovkin. It's very good to do.
And just standing his ground. To your point, Sergio, that you made earlier, surging full now. You have round 6.
I gave that round to Canelo Alvarez, 58-56 for Canelo on my scorecard.
See, I thought that was a Triple G round. Sergio, what about you?
Here's the thing. Both corners thought they won that round. With Golovkin, with jabs out of him, and with Canelo, they said, that's exactly what we impose your will with them, and you got will to spare.
The first couple of seconds of round number 7, both picking up the work rate. No dancing around. Making each other on the hip of Golovkin, tries with an uppercut.
Canelo Alvarez back up once in this fight so far. So even if it's the first fight, the entire fight, right now we see Alvarez doing this.
30 Canelo Alvarez there, the muscles in his back and his neck. Very strong. He's not a tall middle, closer to the ground. Extremely strong. Golovkin, of course, has actually the power for that good. These two champions. Obviously, the controversial draw, but there is just not a wide gap. And the rhythm, energy, seconds of each minute.
They're just so similar in style. The way they look, they dig into the body with uppercut.
Really, it almost comes down, Sergio, to the beat. Canelo a little more, punches a little. Enables.
Body even if I look at the face, Canelo
looks swayed by that. If you're a judge, you're not hearing any of that anyway, so it makes no difference too. As we get into round number 8 here in the world. Abel Sanchez, just where he was encouraging, exhorting Golovkin to fight harder. We're losing, and we rarely see Golovkin in any way. Chris, your thoughts on that?
I disagree actually with Abel Sanchez for Golovkin. This jab that he's been able to utilize, it was going. He can still pile up the points.
He said, he whispered in the ear, okay, we're
at 68, 60, or 67, 66.
Canelo Alvarez, by the way, just short, hard, right those two in the last round. We're seeing people are very upset. And they say, how did you have that? How could it pop? I say, how did you? No idea what I'm talking about. Try it. That's why, Chris, I can disagree with you. I thought that was a Canelo round. But, good right hand.
No, the several rounds, especially with the back to the first couple.
The tangible difference so far as we're in round 8 was that Canelo Alvarez, every second, fade Golovkin. That also was not the case in the first fight.
And the abs Golovkin, we're not seeing it.
Trickle of blood right near his left.
That if you're a fighter, you want to target
by Canelo Alvarez. Golovkin, the fact is, if he can land one flush and impress the judges, that can really send things he's going to do with one shot.
And he was here. He was going to be over just as
Canelo Alvarez as well being inflicted. It reminds me of Julio Cesar Chavez, right? Especially fighting Meldrick Taylor and realizing just everything is short and hard. Golovkin not in control of this. On top on the scorecards. Chris, for you?
76-71 to even it up. Alvarez come forward in ways that in the last fight.
Sergio, deep to where you don't know where it is. Like digging deeper than he's ever.
In my opinion, I think Canelo has been controlling the pace of the. Golovkin has had his moments, but that absent in this fight, that's what actually a close fight in the first fight. It was that power Canelo. He backed up Canelo.
Attrition already. You can see it by their faces. And I disagree slightly with Chris too, and I think Canelo fight. I thought Golovkin first fight. That doesn't mean you win on the scorecard. And picking up the energy out of me, thinking one guy is winning, and yet what is this actually?
And
I come across that.
it's not one thing I've noted, long jab from Golovkin, but when they're in the end saying that off Canelo's head, 2 or 3
Power shots by Canelo Alvarez, trying his hooks and his uppercuts. Now a right hand seconds. In the first fight, we saw Canelo Alvarez connected. Other man's head unanswered. 10. Character shows in the ring. Certainly is here with these two. Round 10, get out. Seemingly down on the cards, now marching back. Chris Mannix.
I've got a 96-90 of Gennady Golovkin. I think he's done some good things these days.
Well, admonish them. They said you're not going to be
Golovkin ahead. Sergio?
I think it's a close fight, but I have Gennady. He invested in
As well. Again, that here now in round 11, 2 rounds left.
Canelo Alvarez opening the against the ropes.
Old man coming, lands a right hand and a jab. His whole body not behind them, but every's hurt. Another jab lands.
chopping shots around gloves now.
Body shots. G drops it. Off jab, trying to bring the hammer in. Straight right hand.
When it comes to the endurance speed, because you're too tired, the endurance is gone. Is the crucial thing. Are lacking a little bit of that, but they're still fighting hard.
Missing a shot. All the thousands of hours, both of these rounds. 3 minutes left. Outstanding. Has not gone as expected, but it is very close, and both men come out firing.
Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's trying any opportunity to let's close the show.
3 minutes left as they summon their will for the attack. But both being driven by their own will. Canelo slide just shows you how tired their bodies are. He shot in.
Of the ring, just intense body air.
Golovkin up on his toes, resets, re-engages. And now they
Trent tonight, virtually no Golovkin. Great body work from Canelo.
And no, been backing up the entire fight. He's had some punishing moments, but
we hope to get a definitive seconds. These fighters just spent. And it's over. Canelo race. Outstanding championship fight. Flowing off the faces.
And here are the judges.